The Thrust SSC, aka Thrust Supersonic car, is a British jet-propelled car, which was the first ever car to break the sound barrier, having achieved a speed of 763 miles per hour in 1997. It was powered by two afterburning Rolls-Royce Spey turbofan engines, which developed a net thrust of 223 kN, a power output of 110,000 brake horsepower, burning around 18 liters per second. The car was 16.5 meters long, 3.7 meters wide, and weighed 10.5 tons. It broke the record while driven by Royal Air Force fighter pilot Wing Commander Andy Green in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. Insano is the very appropriate name of a wild water slide built in Brazil, breaking all previous world records. The slide is a staggering 41 meters high, and due to the fact that it's incredibly steep, the brave tourists who dare plunge down it reach scary speed of 65 miles per hour. This means that even though the slide is as tall as a 14-story building, the ride is over in less than 5 seconds. Floating in mid-air for most of the wild ride, the riders are safely deposited to a relaxing swimming pool, as the ending of the slide finally levels off to calm the nerves of those who flew across the horrific drop in a matter of seconds. At 2,193 miles per hour, the 71 Blackbird holds the record as the world's fastest plane. Even though it's half a century old, no other plane has managed to beat it so far. The secret lies in its engine, the SAU, or more concretely the bypass tubes that kick on when the plane passes Mach 2.2. Funneling the air to the afterburner allows it to run with much higher efficiency, which makes the speed higher and less fuel consuming. All in all, the trick is in the mechanism of the air flowing through the plane. Formula Rossa is a launched roller coaster located at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. It currently holds the title of the world's fastest roller coaster. It reaches the incredible speed of 150 miles per hour. The coaster train accelerates to its top speed in approximately 5 seconds, using a hydraulic launch system. The roller coaster track is 2.2 kilometers in length, making it 6th longest in the world. Because of the high speeds and risk of an impact with airborne particles or insects, all riders are required to wear protective glasses, similar to those used during skydiving. Rocket-powered motorcycle. If you've ever seen a rocket take off on a mission to space, or watched a rocket launch or weapon in action on the big screen, then you'll know those things have a lot of power behind them. Not only that, but they're quick. The blink and you'll miss it kind of quick. So imagine the power of a rocket, paired with a motorcycle. For Eric Twobole of the United Kingdom, the idea intrigued him so much so, that he said about getting hold of a rocket-powered bike to test at the Santa Pada Raceway in England in 2011. Described as totally mad by the commentary team, he took to the track during the FIA European Finals, setting a new world's best terminal speed of 286 miles per hour from a standing start, completing the quarter mile in just 6 seconds. While the commentary box continued to tremble in the wake of the bike flying past, Eric left off his two-wheeled rocket beaming from ear to ear. In fact, he was so thrilled by the experience that he put on a repeat performance at the Haltech Manufacturers Cup Finals at the Bradenton Motorsports Park in Florida shortly after. On that occasion, Twobole ran the quarter mile in just 5.2 seconds, shocking the younger audience and blowing Peter Spencer's previous record of 5.7 seconds to smithereens. Not satisfied with breaking the record, he is keen to break his own, saying that with enough space, the bike is capable of covering the quarter mile in the 4-second range. Bugatti Bayram. This vehicle is a petrolhead's dream. The fastest and most expensive street-legal production car in the world. The Bugatti Bayram 16.4 has a proven top speed of over 400 kilometers per hour. There's one downside to this sports car, and it's a biggie: the price tag. For the average person like you and I, The base price of $1,700,000 is a tad off-putting. But for a race car driver it's probably a bargain. Built by Volkswagen AG subsidiary, Bugatti Automobiles SAS, and sold under the legendary Bugatti mark. The Bugatti Bayram reached full production in September 2005. The car is named after racing legend Pierre Bayram, who won the 24-hour Le Mans race in 1939, while racing for the original Bugatti firm. And the design mirrors that of the classic Bugatti models like the Type 35. They again claimed the land speed record for production cars on July 4, 2010, with the Bayram Super Sport prototype. With Bugatti test driver Pierre-Henri Raphael at the wheel, he managed to get the car to reach speeds of just over 434 km/h. The Japanese Maglev. Now this train might not be the famous Hogwarts Express from Harry Potter, but due to its speed, it may appear to levitate. The SC Maglev, or superconducting magnetic train, was developed by the Central Japan Railway Company and the Railway Technical Research Institute in the 1970s. The train works on the principle of magnetic repulsion between the cars and the track. In fact, it's all in the name Maglev, really. The combination of the words magnetic and levitation effectively describes the virtual levitation or floating of the train, which is achieved through the use of an electrodynamic suspension system, or AVS. Two sets of cross-connected metal coils wound into a figure-8 pattern form electromagnets, with the train itself a superconducting electromagnet. This almost magical maglev moves slowly forward on its rubber wheels, allowing the magnets beneath of the train to interact with those on the guideway. Once it reaches 150 km/h, the magnetic force is strong enough to lift the train 4 inches off the ground, eliminating friction to allow for increasingly high speeds. Aside from its levitational properties, the train is also famous for its speeds. In fact, in April 2015, a 7-car maglev broke 2 previous land speed records for rail vehicles, when it was clocked at 603 km/h. Oddly enough, officials described the trip as a comfortable zip along a test track near Mount Fuji. Venturi electric vehicle. It's not only motorcycles that are raced at the Bonneville Salt Flat, where the late great Burt Munro set an under 1000cc world record back in 1967. The flats are renowned for hosting all manner of motor vehicles attempting to set world record speeds. In fact, in September 2014, the FIA confirmed a world land speed record set by the Venturi Buckeye Bullet 3 VVV3, an electric vehicle. The vehicle reached a speed of 212.615 miles per hour at Bonneville Salt Flats, in Utah, United States on August 22nd. Driver Roger Schroer was required to make 2 speed runs, each in opposite directions and within 60 minutes to secure the Category A Group 8 Class 8 record. The Venturi team and its partner, the Center for Automotive Research, the Ohio State University, had traveled to Utah in pursuit of the fastest world land speed record for an electric vehicle regardless of classification. However, their efforts were initially hampered by extreme weather conditions within the region. A series of floods left portions of the track under 25 centimeters of water. However, the team waited it out and were well rewarded for their attempts and patience several days later. The Spirit of Australia is the fastest boat the world has ever seen. And it has been since 1978. Amazingly, it wasn't produced by a professional racing team or a huge corporation. It was almost exclusively the work of one man working on his jet boat in his spare time. Kanwabi is the man responsible for Spirit of Australia. And he set a record for speed on the water that it doesn't appear anybody will ever be able to beat. Warby built the boat around an ex-military jet engine that cost him $69 at an auction, and made the frame out of fiberglass and wood. He was working on the boat in his backyard, so when it would rain, he simply covered it with a tarp. Somehow he managed to get his ramshackle homemade contraption up to 317.6 miles per hour on October the 8th, 1978. It's never been beaten since. But Warby may be responsible for the next time the record is broken too. He's currently working on constructing a new boat with his son, and aims to break the record again. The US Department of Energy and IBM unveiled Summit, America's latest supercomputer, which is the world's most powerful computer. With a peak performance of 200 petaflops, or 200,000 trillion calculations per second. Summit more than doubles the top speeds of Taihu Light, which can reach 93 petaflops. Summit is also capable of over 3 billion mixed precision calculations per second, or 3.3 exaops, and more than 10 petabytes of memory, which has allowed researchers to run the world's first exascale scientific calculation. The $200 million supercomputer is utilizing 4,608 compute servers, containing 222-core IBM Power 9 processors, and 6 NVIDIA Tesla V100 graphics processing unit accelerators each. Summit is also relatively energy efficient, drawing just 13 megawatts of power, compared to the 15 megawatts Taihu Light pulls in. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, and you will be the first to know when a new video comes out. Thank you for watching and see you soon.